Cashwell, the next item on the agenda is Destination 2025 Community Partnerships Update.
That's right. As Dr. Hinton alluded to at our last strategic plan overview, that we would get to shine the light specifically on one of our goal areas related to community partnerships. And we have a number of staff who are proud to highlight some of the efforts underway in support of our strategic plan Destination 2025 related to community partnerships. And it looks like Yep,
I'll jump in. All right, good afternoon, Chair Kinsella, school board members, and Dr. Cashwell. I'm Adrienne Cole-Johnson, Chief of Family and Community Engagement, and today we will be sharing community partnership updates for Destination 2025, our division strategic plan. Across areas of safety and wellness, academic growth, equity and opportunity, and of course, relationships, our strategic plan cornerstones are steeped in our ability to collaborate with internal and external partners. The goal of cultivating and maintaining meaningful partnerships for student enrichment are opportunity touchpoints found throughout our work in HCPS. This afternoon, we are sharing a few updates from family and community engagement as we are redefining the foundation of our partnership approaches as a district while also weaving collaborative partnerships throughout our programmatic efforts. We will also hear from our colleagues with workforce and career development as they share current updates as well. When cultivating and maintaining collaborative partnerships with and within HCPS, our overarching objectives are for students to be supported through, first, family-school partnerships, and of course, community-school partnerships. And while they both are similar in need, addressing them as unique and distinct goals has ensured that the key stakeholders of our collaborations, schools, families, and community, are each considered and planned for. Our students are centered in this work. As Henrico County Public Schools continues to create learning environments that develop the whole child and promote growth and in alignment with the Henrico Learner Profile and Deeper Learning Model, our partnerships provide equitable access to resources for all students, while also ensuring our students have more authentic learning opportunities, are engaged in career exploration, and have developed a deeper understanding of the life and character skills needed in the global workplace. Our growing community school model has become the umbrella for many of our partner and collaboration efforts. The 4 pillars have served as a broad and proven foundation for the growing engagement efforts happening throughout our schools. Our HCPS hub and spoke model continues to pave a way for our student support teams to reach students and families during the school day and during expanded and enriched learning opportunities. Next, you will hear from Virginia Handsome, our family and community engagement, partnerships and resources coordinator, to share more about the unique ways that partnerships and collaborations are exemplified in our school communities.
Good afternoon, Chair Kinsella, school board members, and Dr. Cashwell. Thank you for having me. Partnerships in schools are collaborative agreements that bring together various stakeholders who have vested interest in education and the well-being of our students. In 2021, we revamped our model and outlined an agreement process that centered connection, communication, and collaboration as a way to help partners and school communities identify the right match and fit for regarding shared goals and impact. The details of this process and the partnership agreement toolkit are live on our website. Our process has provided significant insight into the types of partnerships that are being formed, as well as what some of the reoccurring themes are throughout the county. Focusing on themes such as health and wellness, life skills, literacy, out-of-school time activities, sports, and aid geared towards students with disabilities, it is clear that outlining shared goals is contributing to impactful outcomes at the school level. With regards to the types of partnerships, a resounding 60% of our community school partnerships are with businesses. These range from large corporations to smaller local businesses. Our nonprofit partners, whether community-based or faith-based, are just as active and involved in the support of our Henrico families. As a district, we have continued to gather with our faith partners biannually to ensure connectivity of information and efforts. So while it shows 22.5% of faith-based partnerships have been reported, we are aware that there are organizations that are serving multiple schools, and we look forward to ensuring that their impact is more accurately quantified. So as we deepen our partnership approaches, we are also exploring other areas of focused support to begin convening and gathering stakeholders more often. A special thank you to our school communities who have prioritized this process to enhance our understanding of how our partnerships and collaborations are working. And while we begin this rebrand with an intentional focus on school-based partnerships, we are fully aware of the community-based and even regional efforts that are happening in many ways as a result of what we are hearing from students and families. A recent example of these larger efforts is Teen Summit RVA, a regional collaboration among schools and government offices in Chesterfield County, Henrico County, and Richmond City. This leadership summit was the first of its kind and was designed to amplify teen voices about the things that matter to them the most. Let's take a look at how this collaboration came to life while learning from the students who directed and guided the purpose behind Teen Summit RVA.
Creating your reputation for who you are. Am I a student? Am I a B student? Am I an on-time student?
My name is Ariana. I'm a senior at Chester.
And what region are you from? Henrico.
And I'm a senior at Palm Springs High School.
You are Group A, which is going to be lunch.
What do you consume?
I'm on my phone on TikTok.
You're on TikTok. Okay.
Exhausted for E. Exhausted for frantic for F. Lonely. Okay. Lost. Yeah.
Please, don't get me wrong. You should study. I want you to graduate. I want you to be the best. But I don't want you working so hard that your mental health is compromised.
What are some things that adults can do to help you be more impactful in the community?
At my school, there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people, and like some of the parents don't speak English.
The chance of being microaggressed are much higher, especially me. I'm in like AP classes and stuff, so a lot of the time I'm the only black girl in my class. Like,
question to you all, but you have a feeling in your chest that you want to do something amazing. Anybody?
A lot of us are graduating this year and we'll probably continue like into the college too, but
it really helps you prepare for college. And I know for sure that you apply for
Having been involved in Teen Summit REA from start to finish, I was most excited to experience what it looks like when we all work together. And with the Leadership Summit being just one example, I am equally excited to experience our impact and outcomes as we continue to create whole school supports to ensure success for all students. We would be remiss to acknowledge the countless number of organizations that are showing up to partner with various departments for various reasons, from food insecurity to emergency situations to scholarship opportunities or mentoring for our students. The commitment to building resource-rich school communities is in action and at play in Henrico. As always, thank you for your support and our developing a deeper engagement model throughout Henrico County. I will now turn the presentation over to Beverly Koch to share a few business and community partnerships in workforce and career development.
Good afternoon. The Department of Workforce and Career Development continues to build on providing life-ready opportunities through the support of our business and community partners. Our approach is to offer multiple connection points along the K-12 career experience continuum that creates opportunities partners can build upon. Whether it was Dominion Energy's display at Touch a Truck event or the crew from Clark Construction assisting students in building yummy bridges, career awareness has been flourishing this year due in part to the addition of a K-8 career exploration coordinator who has been instrumental in fostering a network of community and business partners to participate across the county at 37 elementary career events. Business partners have been eager to join in the Elementary Fund with the hope of building on such early touch points. Data shows that the more positive engagements you have with a brand, or a business in this case, the more likely you are to remember the business when it comes time for your career choice. Further, we amped up our middle school career exploration this year by including 6th grade students and families in our Life Ready Expo. This allows for all secondary students to participate and makes for a smooth progression from introductory conversations around career clusters and exposure to major clarity in the 4th and 5th grades. The popularity of the Life Ready Expo remains steady, with nearly 150 business and community partners participating and approximately 3,500 in attendance. The Career Rodeo was successful again this year as well, with more than 250 business and community members coming to the Richmond Raceway Complex to see 350 ACE Center student seniors showcase the skills they learned in the classroom. During the rodeo, 440 student resumes were requested by the business partners present. Currently, our department is gearing up for our 5th Letter of Intent Spring. You can tell I have been working on this thing. I'm so sorry. I'm going to start that sentence again. Currently, our department is gearing up for our 5th Letter of Intent Signing Day, where we celebrate seniors who are directly entering the workforce using the credentials and licenses they've earned through their CTE programs. It is a joyous time for students, teachers, families, and our business partners. The event is on Tuesday, May 23rd at the Junior Achievement Finance Park in Libby Mill Library. We hope that you all will be able to stop by for the celebration. We are also pleased to share with you that the General Assembly passed a House Joint Resolution designating each 4th Wednesday in April as Virginia's CTE Letter of Intent Signing Day. The resolution acknowledges Henrico County Public Schools for creating the event in 2018, garnering national attention. Building and sustaining business and community partnerships is a critical component of continuing the K-12 career experience through meaningful work-based learning opportunities. Such experiences reinforce and strengthen classroom learning and prepare students for individual responsibility, teamwork, and leadership in their chosen career pathways. Now I will turn the presentation over to the Director of Workforce and Career Development, Mr. Mac Baton, who will share how business partners came together to offer some unique career preparation opportunities through the Regency Project.
Good afternoon. The Adult Center at Regency will function not only as a school where adult instruction will take place, it will also be an advertisement for workforce opportunities. The space will serve as a source of information for the community with rooms available for meetings and extended learning opportunities. Business and community partners have come together to promote career pathways utilizing a storefront model approach that builds agency and encourages adult students to become lifelong learners by providing opportunities for their continual growth. With the assistance of nearly 50 business and community partners, we were able to turn the project into a commercial, high-quality, work-based learning experience from the demo through the design to the delivery of the finished classrooms. Our summer building trades program for rising 10th and 11th grade students began the project. After earning their OSHA 10 certification, students began learning skills in a real-world commercial environment that taught taught in collaboration with business partners from the construction industry. The summer experience led to 16 paid internships at the conclusion of the program. Our ACE Center students from carpentry, computer systems, electricity, HVAC, masonry, as well as CAD and 3D animation students from both ACE Centers and Godwin High School continued the project to completion. The students worked side by side with contractors on the commercial job site, not just watching, but learning by doing with the experts. Business partners were able to build relationships with skilled students, share what they do in the field, and choose students to interview and hopefully hire. Through the Regency Project, approximately 200 students were able to participate in an authentic work-based learning experience thanks to our business partners understanding the added value of working with their young people. One unique partner, the American Fire and Sprinkler Association, had been looking for creative ways to attract employees to a career path where there was often very little exposure due to the nature of the work. The Regency Project provided multiple touch points to do just that. Association members from the fire and safety industry were able to train and mentor students in the design and installation of sprinkler systems. They donated time and materials to make the experience authentic. Several students showed an interest in the field, and businesses stepped in to give more specialized training. One of these students has already accepted a position and starts right after graduation. On April 27th, the AFSA hosted a career fair at Regency. 12 companies set up interactive displays and passed out swag as nearly 200 high school students from Freeman, Godwin, Glen Allen, Hermitage, Tucker, Highland Springs, and Verona high schools took part during the day, with the adults coming in the late afternoon.
Okay. The Regency Project demonstrates how business and community partners can come together to do great things. It is a game changer for students, offering them work-based learning experiences in commercial construction. It's a game changer for our community, as the storefront model for adult education helps to revitalize an aging mall. And it's a game changer for business partners as they build relationships with potential new hires. This year, we had over 250 business and community partners help students gain durable life skills through career awareness, career exploration, and work-based learning experiences. Our partners introduce students to careers they may never have thought of or heard of before, sparking interest in a whole new generation of lifelong learners. Through such touch points along the K-12 career experience continuum, business partners are building meaningful relationships, planting career seeds, and may in fact be building employee capacity for the future. At this time, we are all happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Cole-Johnson, Ms. Handsome, Ms. Cock, and Mr. Baton. I will start with you, Mrs. Shea, in terms of questions.
I'm just really excited about all the partnerships we've created. Adrian, for your team to have streamlined how we partner with external partners, I think that has been a game changer this year for community partners who wanted to help, but they didn't know how. And so thank you for helping mobilize that. And then always to Mac and Bev for the continued work with our partnerships. I was just talking with a group about Regency today. They were like, what's going on at Regency? I was like, well, let me tell you what's going on at Regency. So it's very exciting. I'm really excited to see kind of generational change happen around that Regency corridor because of the opportunities available with partnerships. So thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Shea. Ms. Ogburn.
Sure. I feel like I'm in the presence of rock stars because you guys are the ones who are just making everything happen. You know, I've said this before, but we can't do what we do alone. Excuse me. And it seems that every day school systems are asked to do more and more and to meet the needs of kids and the community. And But we know that whole long list of partnerships doesn't just happen overnight. People are not beating down our door. You have to go get them. And so we really do understand and appreciate the work that goes into developing the partnerships that makes this all happen. You know, it was amazing to watch the Regency project over the span of time, and the real life experience those kids got is just incredible from stem to stern, whether it was, you know, developing, like you said, Mac, developing, designing, or actually implementing the design is incredible. But it gives those kids an ability to have a sneak peek at what their possible future could be and give them an idea of what they might be interested in or what they might not be interested in. And you know, that's a game changer for a lot of people and a time saver. But to let kids find where they can flourish, I think it's amazing. But we just really appreciate all the work that you do on every level, and you never seem to run out of great ideas. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Ogburn. Ms. Atkins.
Teen Summit was amazing. I listened, learned, and loved every part of it. I also just want to thank you and your team, and a huge shout out to Henrico County government. They showed up strong, and the support as well. And I think we talk about who we partner with, but Henrico County government, particularly at that event, was one of the strongest messages of a collaborative effort that I've seen, period. And it was wonderful for our students to see us work that way as well. It was great. Also, the career rodeo was delightful. I even got my blood pressure checked by a student while I was there. He was adamant that I was okay. And it was wonderful to be able not to just watch, but really be engaged and ask students for help. I was intentional in making sure that, yeah, I need your help to be healthy. And so had some very meaningful words with several students in coming to them with that approach, where students often ask us for help, but as adults, sometimes we need help from them too. And so that career rodeo was many, many things, but it was also an opportunity for adults to ask students for their help and let them know how much we need them in the future. I think to Mrs. Ogburn, I've run out of words to express how impressed I am, how grateful I am. And I actually think there's still more to come. I'm certain that there's more to come, and it's just going to be outstanding. And I can say that because you've already laid the groundwork and have earned those remarks. I do have a question. There are several funding programs that have either ended or about to end in the space of housing. And also food assistance, whether it's EBT or the many areas where there was a ton of funding coming in from COVID. That funding is over time is either gone or will be gone. I suspect when I think about community partnerships across the board here, are you planning to see an increase? Are you seeing an increase? And how is that being managed?
Thanks for the comments and great question. I think we've anticipated the shift that's happening now. And so we have seen a little bit of an increase, but thankfully we have still been in position to support. And again, it goes a lot back to our partners and the collaborations that we really have spent time to put in place. I'd have to mention Henrico Education Foundation. So again, having some access to funding there. And then also Henrico County Food Bank, when you think about some of the food scarcity as well, and their ability to respond during the times when we're out of school for extended periods and really doing some consistent work around some of those kind of basic barriers that we know some of our students and families have.
Thank you for that, because I do suspect, especially as we get close to those summer months when schools are closed, food assistance money is ending or being reduced. it's helpful to know the ways that we're preparing for that. And as a board member, wanting to understand what else will be necessary or you think might be necessary, even with partnerships and construction. All of these things, it's very helpful to just have a pulse check on those things. So thank you for that. And I did have one other question. It's more so aligned with development in this space. I think so much has been done in workforce and career development and with family and community engagement. How are we defining goals or measurements? Because in these spaces, there's so much success. I'm curious as to how we see us measuring this in the future.
Another great question, and thank you for that. It's interesting, it's something that I've talked to the team about over the past couple of years, because I always say that the work feels really good, you know you're doing the right thing, but the question we have to answer is, what difference are we making?
Right.
And so I, in particular, want to shout out Seth Knight on our team. He's our impact coordinator. And so with each of our areas, whether it's the work of our family advocates, our partnership work, family resource center work, what is the impact that we seek to make in the various spaces that we occupy? And it looks different. For our advocates, it's often not only how many touches you've done over a month, but how have those touches translated to outcomes for students and families if you've been interacting with the family. When you look at partnership also, we have a base of 3 to 5 partnerships that we know schools should really have, and long-lasting partnerships to really kind of extend the life and the relationship that's in place there for external partners in our school communities. And so we've been able to glean a lot just based on research. I think the community school model really well positions us to look at a few other districts and what they've done. So we've been continuing to do a lot of learning there, but all of that is really factored into how we quantify our success, our growth, and our impact.
Thank you for that. And I'll ask just one last question, because now my wheels are spinning around our community hubs. And so that question is, when will we receive another update, whether it's the Oak Avenue complex or some of the others? Do we have a target date for a presentation on where we are with that and how we're going to bring all of it together?
I could definitely work with the team. We can look at upcoming dates and opportunities to get something. Would love to come back in front of you all to share what some of the updates and early successes and wins that we're having.
Fantastic. Thank each and every one of you here and all of your teams. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Atkins. Reverend Cooper.
Adrian, come back if you could. So I think you knew that I was going to call you. I want to again first just thank the whole team, everyone presenting. I take specific pleasure in that I sit on the Henrico County Vocational Technical Education Committee and really proud of the work we're doing. Yesterday we were at, I think, Mac, the site of our 19th house is 19, it was yesterday, 21 yesterday, 21. And just amazing to see, you know, we are assisting in the accessibility of affordable housing, as well as providing hands-on opportunities for our students. So thank you all. All right, so if I could, Adrian, I want to just focus for a moment on our students who are experiencing housing insecurity.
Right.
We know that HCPS and many schools across the Commonwealth have experienced a significant increase in students who are experiencing homelessness, housing insecurity due to the rise in housing costs, changes to the eviction laws, changes to family dynamics due to the pandemic and other reasons. I know we will be bringing a full-time social worker this summer who will be specifically, intentionally focused on attendance and addressing barriers for our families. But could you speak to how family and community engagement is helping to meet the needs of our McKinney-Vento students and students who are experiencing other insecurities through these strategic partnerships with our business, nonprofit, and faith-based communities?
Thank you so much for that question. We've been very intentional there, and I have to say that there are so many different folks, again, back to collaboration and the division that are working across that. We work very closely with McKinney-Vento, as we have, but we have increased that because we've definitely seen a spike when you think about some of the changes happening in Richmond City and how it's even affecting Henrico County. I think about some of the summer engagement plans that are coming forth where McKinney-Vento, family engagement, our social workers will be in the community, even at some of the local hotels to meet and interact with families and students where they are, where they're most comfortable. And then even in that meeting, having some of the supplies that we know are going to be most helpful for families who are in transition. And again, Dr. Hughes, oversees the McKinney-Vento and a lot of that work, but I know they have been really front and center and really anticipating what the needs may be, and have always been really in place to support with our families who are in transition.
In my district, I pass by a hotel, and every time I see the school bus pull up and kids get off the school bus, my heart breaks because we know with housing insecurity, food insecurity, no access to a kitchen, fresh food, fresh vegetables, fruit. I read the article pertaining to the fact that some students don't come to school because they don't have access to a clothes washer. So therefore, they're wearing the same clothes and they're embarrassed because of that. And I just hope that we can be so intentional in trying to be solution-focused and forward-thinking and being industry leaders in reaching out to those who are affected and impacted the most. So thanks,
Absolutely.
and I look forward to an update on that.
Okay.
Thank you, Reverend Cooper. Is that it? I would just have to say, I'll follow up on your question, which was a great one, because then Ms. Cole Johnson just mentioned the summer plan, what your summer plan is, because I know it was pretty robust the past few summers, and it differs, right, based on the needs of the community, whatever community you're in, as well as how we're in the pandemic and how we're coming out of the pandemic. When might we get the summer plan? So as board members, we can ensure that all of our constituents' needs are met?
Absolutely. Yeah, we can absolutely share it in the weekly update that goes out to you all. And it's a collaborative plan amongst student support and wellness, our social workers, family and community engagement, and then there are a lot of other partners that are just kind of popping up and being present as they're able, but we can share that through weekly updates.
Okay, thank you. And then, let me see, the process, streamlining the process for partnerships. I love that. So is that the one-stop shop for partnerships? Because I know as board members, while we don't negotiate partnerships, right, we do a lot of facilitating introductions. If you will, if anyone was listening, how might they contact you or perhaps our workforce development team?
I will allow Virginia to come forward if she wants to share.
Hello again. If anyone is interested in submitting, we have a partnership inquiry link on our website, as well as my email address. I will directly respond to those inquiries, as well as working throughout the county and throughout the schools to know, in knowing the needs of different schools, as well as connecting different specialists with the partner inquiries that come in.
Mm-hmm. And I love to jump in too. Virginia has done an amazing job with, as we retooled the form that's really specific to some of our school-based partnerships. I think now we're going to that next level, our departments, workforce. What you just heard is a great example of it, but I think our next level is really looking at how do we help our departments and even divisions steward those partnerships a little better. So you'll hear more about that over the following year, but I think with our school-based, we are really well positioned to really honor what those agreements and what that impact looks like.
Fantastic. Thank you just for highlighting that for anyone who may watch this back or be sitting there wondering the same thing. How do I find out? How do I connect? always, board members can facilitate, but we don't negotiate, right? So really, and just to the workforce development, I know Mrs. Shea is our board member on business advisory, as Reverend Cooper just highlighted his board spot and involvement. All 5 of us are actually super involved in our workforce development, CTE. I have to say, touring, one of the most exciting things for me the other night was touring the status of construction at the Hermitage expansion for our ACE Center. I mean, unbelievable, the access and the opportunity that we're going to be able to provide our students that would not have been possible without the partnerships. So just thank you for all the work you're doing, keeping us moving forward and providing really the opportunities to have our students be life ready. Thank you all.